Remind has been one of my favorite tools probably over the last 10 years. What Remind does for you is it's a text messaging tool that allows you to send reminders to either students or students and parents or one or the other. What's great about this tool, there are several things that are great about it, but you have that connection between students and parents and yourself without ever exchanging your cell phone number or theirs. It also has some really great features that allow you to easily set up these text message reminders to then send out. So from this main page, you guys can go ahead and click on the sign up button to sign up for your account. You're going to have some options here where you can create an account or you can sign up with Google. Your call entirely. I'm going to go ahead and log on to mine. Now, one thing I want to mention before I jump into how to create classes and how to send messages is that under the free account, you can have up to 10 classes, each with 150 participants. So that's under the free account. In order to get started, the first thing you're going to do is click on Create a Class over here on the left. When you do that, it's going to ask you to give it the class a name. So I'll call this Science Bell 3. It's going to give you a class code. You can change that as long as that name you're trying to change it to has not already been taken. I'll go ahead and leave it as it is. You can affiliate it with a school if your school does have Remind already signed up for. I'm going to go ahead and choose to create. Now, when you do that, you're going to be taken to this page where you can see you are now inside of the new class that you created. One of the first things you're going to need to do is make sure you are able to add people to this. So by clicking on the people icon up here at the top, you can see that we have several options if we click Add People to then have people join this Remind class that you just set up. So here are your 4 options. One of the easiest ones I have found is to share a link. So if you click on Share a Link, here is your link. You can email this out. You can copy it and put it inside of an email. You could put it onto, say, a Class Dojo or some other communication tool that you use in your classroom. There are other ways as well. You could put them in by hand. You can print out a PDF and send it home. And there's also, if you're in person together, you can tell people to text that code to a specific number. But the share a link, if you are in kind of a remote situation or if you operate mostly through posting things online or email, that's a good option. Let's go ahead and head back. Okay, so let's assume you have your people added to this now. The next thing you're going to want to do, and probably the most important thing, is to set up messages to send out. It's very simple. Down here at the bottom, you can see that you can type directly inside of here, click and start typing directly inside your message that you want to send out to folks. This has a 140 character limit. And in addition to text, you actually have quite a few options that you can add into the body of the message. So let's say we wanted to type in a message. Don't forget about our test tomorrow. Bring your laptops. And go over your study guide. Okay, so there's a couple things we can add to this. First, let's say we want to add in a photo. So just for fun, I'll go ahead and find a photo to add to our message here. All right, so here are some copyright-free images that I downloaded. I reminded them to bring their laptops, and I also told them there was a test coming up, so we could use either one of these. How about we use this one? Now, I also said to go over your study guide. So one of the things that we see on these options over here on the right is a link to Google Classroom. And we will talk more about Google Classroom. But if you have something set up in Google Classroom, you can actually link it directly inside of here. For example, if I choose Google Classroom, you can see it's finding my Google Classroom items that I have. So let's say I wanted to add in one of these items. If I come over here to the 3 dots, I have 2 options, attach the file or preview. I'm going to go ahead and attach it. Here is a link to that file. So it's very easy to connect not just Google Classroom items, but all sorts of things to your message. Now, I could either send this immediately or I could schedule it. So if I choose to schedule, I can pick a date and a time that I want to send this out. Let's say I don't want to send this out until Friday at 3 o'clock. Any of these can be modified, and this allows you to set up your reminder messages ahead of time so that they'll go out at regular intervals. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule this. And now what you'll see is I have one scheduled announcement. I can always click on this and I can see exactly what's going to be sent out to them. Can students respond to your messages directly to you? Yes, they can. And you will see messages in your conversation area if they did send you a message back. Again, they don't know your cell phone number and you don't know theirs. So this is the gist of what Remind will do for you. There's a few more ins and outs here, but this will get you started. One last item worth noting, Remind also has an app that works great on any mobile device that you have. And in that mobile device app, when you open up Remind, in addition to the features that we just saw, it also allows you to add in a voice message in your announcements if you chose to. And you can do that up to 20 seconds. So this was Remind. I hope you find it really helpful in your classroom.